All right, well, good morning, everybody. I'm gonna put my gloves on here. JM wood with sand castles and honeybees. We're gonna try to do something fun this morning. A couple months ago, I mentioned this to you. I'll put my gloves on. I mentioned to you that I was a good friend of mine. I was talking to him, and he's got honeybees, and he mentioned that he had a couple of different yards where he was putting honeybees, and I've always been interested in that. Always a little bit scared of it, to be honest with you. I'm a smoker here. But I asked him, hey, I've got some property next to the house. Why don't you bring it out? I think they'd do awesome next to the lake. And he agreed. And so Mr. Tom here, he was awesome enough to actually bring us. At first he brought down, I'm going to walk you through this. You can see up in that tree, he brought a couple of traps. I've got two or three. I actually got two of them that we put out, probably about 100 yards apart. The traps were really, they're little small, what's called a nuke box, but they are small hives that hopefully would catch a swarm, like a swarm trap. Some people, there are swarm traps. We didn't catch any in those, so he said, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and get you a hive ready. So he brought the stand. You see the hive. I've learned a tremendous amount about those. They're actually called Langstroth Hives. A guy named L.L. Langstroth, back in the 1830s, he graduated from Yale and then patented the hive. The hive is really made after the environment of a beehive, which is on the inside of a tree. So if you look at it, the bottom part of this, and I'll explain it in a minute real quick, but the hive is really meant to mimic the inside of a tree where honeybees would find it. They go up and build out a space with frames, or really comb. I'll show you the frames in a minute that are meant to represent what they would build out for comb in the wild. But so you see these hives all over the place. They're called Langstroth hives. But anyway, the bottom part, from what I've learned, and I'm consuming this at a large rate, so listen, I'm a beginning beekeeper. I just want to share something kind of fun with you and show you really how awesome honeybees are, and I hope that it continues to grow. I'm waiting on another hive. Mr. Tom's getting that ready for us now. I did build a little table in the middle to kind of put stuff on that works really well. We're at it's Labor Day, so we're at a time where it's called dearth. It's earth with a D in front of it, dearth, which is really, the natural flow of nectar and other pollens is just really low for the flowers. It's not that time, so you have to come in here and make sure they have supplemental feed. It's really sugar water, and that's what this is today. I'm gonna put some of this in here. That's all I'm trying to do today, nothing crazy. I'm not even trying to make sure they're smoked very much, just want a little bit in here. Hey girls, I'm coming in. Here's the entrance side over here. I'm just gonna give them a little. All I'm trying to do today is, I wait until Mr. Tom's here to do anything, watch him do something serious. But I've watched a lot, and I'm sure I could do it, but I also don't want to screw up a hive. This is a young little hive. When he brought it a couple of months ago, it was only about, I don't know, maybe 4,000 bees. Right now, we're simply just trying to get them ready for winter. So, I'm gonna pop the top off of here. This is the top. Down in the bottom is the brood box. Right here is a mid, which the queen excluder is right here. Then I understand this is really called an eek box. It's where the feeder is. So right now, I'm gonna pop this off. I'm gonna look in there. That's sugar water. Now they're really not messing with the sugar water all that much, which tells us that most likely they're finding what they need. Look at that. I mean, it's full. Now, I checked it last and it was full again. So the reason I want to take it out, I actually want to dump this out. I'm going to take this box off real easy. I'm gonna go dump, I'm gonna take this away from here and dump it out. See the bees down in there. Now let's come away from here. I want to dump this out because the more you, my understanding is, and it makes sense, if you had sugar water for a long period of time, get that all clean. I'm just going to put this back like that. This is the feeder. There's a lot of different types of feeders. I've seen people with buckets. There's a lot of commercial people that have, man, you wouldn't believe it. There's all kinds of stuff. So we're gonna set that there for now. I'm gonna pop off this top just to see if they're coming. They're nice. I say that with a, all I want to do is pop this off of here and see if they're coming into this upper a little bit better. How about that? You can hear them. Little pretty honeybees there. Now the queen, this is a queen excluder right here. So the queen actually could be up top. We don't want to do anything with them, but I just want to show you. I want to look to see if there's some activity coming up into this main box. We want them expanding. This is propolis. This is what they, little compound they make, bees that are basically stick things together. So if there's a hole in the hive or any area where they're trying to make it water, watertight, you don't want water down in here. All right, so this is the queen excluder, and the grid always, the side with the grid always goes down, which is correct. And it's fine to put them here. They're just gonna fly right back in. All right, so looking down in here, there's still a lot of activity. They're not all the way up in this. They're starting to come up into this upper. There's some mite traps here. That one's a little bit agitated. I'm gonna give them a little smoke, just a little. It's such a pretty day. You can hear them. I'm gonna pull a frame out, see what they're doing. And you can see we're really just trying to get them to move up into here. Not a lot there yet. They're starting to build some comb. Starting to build out some comb there. And this is just wax. They're going to run up into this top part. We're really wanting them to get in front. The queen is down in the bottom. I don't see anything up here. Very little activity. And these vents are this way. They mimic what would happen inside of a tree. So just let me look a little bit more just to see if there's anything else happening here. I'd like to see them start drawing out a little bit more. That sugar water is supposed to help them draw out, but you can see on top now, see all the bees, they're starting to really expand all the way across. Now when we were in here last time, probably a week ago, Tom and I came in and we moved around a few frames in the bottom, the brood box, to make them start to expand a little bit more. And you can see, and the bee numbers down in the bottom are really good. Don't see anything, but you can see, man, they're stacked in down in the bottom, doing a good job on the bottom area. I don't want to squish it. Get out of there, little guy. All right, we're going to put this back up, but everything looks good. There's just not a lot of activity in the top. I wish there was a lot more activity of them coming up. Looks like just need to give them some time. All right, see, they're not, of course I didn't get too far into it. Let's put the queen excluder back on. All right, we're gonna put that with the, you sound like a horsefly. You better get out of here, because I think these honeybees get on that horsefly. It's really cool. Honeybees is one of those things I never thought I'd even get into. I just didn't understand it, and I'm just on the verge of starting to understand everything they do. The honeybees are so smart. They're like the original GPS system. And they're really a great representation of, God's creation is incredible, and when you get into what these guys can do and how they are able to find their way back and forage, and how they graduate through their different areas of how a bee develops from tending to like a nurse bee in the beginning up to going out and foraging. Pretty awesome. And then when you see them outside doing orientation flights, I will show you some of that later on. But anyway, I want to get this back on, get out of their hair. I'm going to take this. I wanted to just get rid of that old fluid, the old sugar water. I've already mixed this earlier today. I'm going to take this off so it pours a little bit easier. I love my little table. That was a good lick. Tell you what, let me get started. This is a 1-to-1 sugar water that has an additive. I just put, Tom told me to add Honeybee Healthy. I've seen that on different folks that are out there. I watch Bob Benny, I believe, is one of the guys. Man, he is awesome. I'd love to take a class. May do that. That's enough of that. Let's put this top on. Real easy. See, they can come up and get the sugar water. The queen excluder keeps the queen from being able to come up any further. She's bigger than the rest. The worker bees, which are all girls, come up and get the sugar water, go down. It's kind of replacing what's happening with nectar flow naturally. You don't want to do that all the time, I understand, but during dearth, it's a good thing to do to keep them building comb. Let's put this back on real nice and easy. I mean, they are tucked away down in that bottom. Doing a great job. I mean, there's the entry, and you see them coming in and out. No big deal. The key also that I've learned, and I'm learning, is always move slow. I see people, I'm amazed at some of them that I see on the, let's make sure nothing's on there. Looks pretty good. I don't see any mites or anything. Mites are really bad. I'm learning about that. You got to keep things out of here that would obviously cause a problem. Now, should be everything. We didn't mess with the brood box. At the medium box, just they're able to come up in this double high. This is a medium. This is a deep. And then the queen excluder's in place. The eek box, which is just a feeder. It's a lid in here, inner lid, and then a top lid which keeps the rain out. All right, so I'm going to go back, take this, put it over the top ever so gently. I don't want to disturb the little guys. Let's come down and put this on here. Supposed to have another, Mr. Tom's getting us another hive ready. Talked to him yesterday. He teaches Sunday school with me, so he's an awesome guy. And we're excited to see what this does over the next little while. It doesn't have to be super tight or anything. You just want to keep raccoons or anything else from coming in here and trying to tip this thing over. Box looks good. Entrance always faces southeast or south to southeast. It's just the orientation. All right, well, I'm actually going to take this off. If there's, I'd love to just start to show people this is a pretty cool interest. And if you're interested in it, or if you like the video, hit subscribe. I'll try to do some more. I was hoping one of my daughters would come out here with me, but I think they're tied up this morning. But great talking to everybody, and we'll catch up later.